Welcome to Pagoda Podcast, where we explore ideas, strategies, and insights to help businesses grow and scale. So today we are doing a deep dive into something that, well, literally makes or breaks business deals.
Right. Yeah, the sales documentation.
Exactly. I mean, you can have a flawless pitch, right? The margins are fantastic, the buyer is nodding along, but what actually kills the deal? A messy Dropbox folder.
Oh, absolutely. It happens all the time.
So our mission for you today is to unpack our sources on why these records dictate buyer confidence and, what specific steps you have to take to survive that level of scrutiny.
Because the initial pitch gets buyers in the door, but it is the paperwork that actually keeps them at the table. A pitch just shows what a company wants to be.
Right.
The documentation shows what the market actually allows it to be.
I always think of the pitch as like a flashy movie trailer. It's
Yeah.
super exciting. You get all the best explosions, but the sales documentation is the actual feature film.
That is a great way to put it.
Yeah, the documents reveal if the underlying plot actually makes any sense. Buyers demand hard evidence because they aren't buying a story. They are buying the machine.
Exactly. And if they have to guess how that machine works behind the scenes, the evaluation process just grinds to a halt. When buyers sit down with the feature film, they want to see pristine, organized records.
Because that signals consistency,
Yeah.
right, and strong management.
Precisely. But they aren't just reading these files for fun. When buyers dig into things like customer contracts and agreements, they are really trying to figure out if the revenue survives the founder leaving.
Oh, wow, yeah. They are looking for the escape clauses.
They are hunting for vulnerabilities. It is not just about top-line revenue.
Yeah.
If a business is printing money, but every major client has, a 30-day opt-out, a buyer sees a fragile house of cards.
Which is why sales reports and performance tracking are so much more than mere admin work.
Right. It proves the revenue consistency is real. Buyers use pricing documentation and documented sales processes to verify how effectively a business actually captures its market share.
Wait, let me play devil's advocate here for a second. If I am generating, say, $1 million a month in pure profit, do you really think a sophisticated buyer cares if my records are stuffed in a shoebox? Cash is cash, right?
They absolutely care. I mean, this comes down to the mechanics of how buyers calculate value. Buyers use multiples based on risk.
Okay, sure.
Disorganization creates uncertainty, and to a buyer, uncertainty is immediate risk. If your operational workflows are a mystery and you have common documentation gaps, the buyer has to assume the worst-case scenario for churn.
Which means they price that assumed risk directly into the deal.
Exactly. It lowers the multiple they are willing to pay, or it just kills the transaction completely. These gaps create massive delays.
So waiting for the due diligence phase to start is already way too late.
Way too late, which is exactly why at Black Pagoda we come in well before a deal is ever on the table. Organizing records before due diligence isn't just basic housekeeping.
It is strategic risk mitigation.
Right. We help businesses organize information and improve operational readiness. And we use digital systems and AI-powered insights to simplify documentation management.
So you preemptively answer buyers' concerns and leave no room for them to assume the worst.
Exactly. It ultimately increases business value.
Which brings us to a final thought for you to mull over today. If an outsider suddenly gained full access to your records and workflows right this second, what story would those files tell about the long-term viability and culture of your business?
That is the real question they should be asking.
Good documentation reflects good management. Organized records reduce buyer uncertainty. Preparation speeds up successful transactions. To learn more about how Black Pagoda helps businesses grow, scale, and prepare for successful transitions, visit www.blackpagoda.com. Thanks for listening to Pagoda Podcast. We'll see you in the next episode.